do a drill that I call the spiral. So I go from 3 to 8 feet. You can do 2 to 7 maybe if you want to give yourself a little bit of leeway. So I mark out those distances with T-pegs, 1 ball from each, and I got to make them all in one go after each other. Otherwise I start over again. And you really got to put that focus into each one of them, that it's game time. It's like on the course making putts. So that's a really good drill. I'm pretty pleased when I do it. I think the best putters on tour would probably make it in the second go on average, I think. So yeah, on second or third go we normally get it, but it's so much depending on if you give yourself a very slopey one, then obviously it's going to be even harder. So, but it's just to get into the frame of mind that each putt means something. So you're going to give it full concentration, you're going to read it and hit it like you have to do in competition. Otherwise, just standing there and hitting putts, it's not going to be as meaningful. Yeah, on chipping, I'd say, I see a lot of amateurs in the pro-ams, they're going after the 60-degree lob wedge like a mad axeman, and I would play a much easier shot. I would use a gap wedge or a pitching wedge or something, and just make a small swing, make good contact, and let the ball run up to the pin, not hitting these high flop shots, because they're low percentage shots even on our level at times, and I don't see why amateurs should. So rather than choosing the hardest shot, make sure you take the easiest one, and when there is room to work with on a green, make sure you use it and run the ball. It's a whole lot easier. Probably because they've seen Phil and a few other guys hit it up in the air and stop it dead on a 5 pence. So it's certainly something that looks good, but it's not the percentage play. I can guarantee that. I would use a lot of times. I would turn a wedge in a little bit and hit it off the toe, especially when we're playing on either very soft greens or grainy Bermuda greens, because it's very easy for a small chip or pitch to dig in. So by playing it off the toe a little bit and turn the toe in, you get a little bit of draw spin on it, and you make sure that it's not going to grab as much on the first bounce, and you can have it release a little bit more as well. So that's a shot that I use a lot of times. Also, if you stand the club up a bit more, it's only really this part of the club that's on the ground. Otherwise, you'll have the whole front edge, which makes it easier to dig as well, and a lot of players and amateurs would have a hard time. They stick the club in the ground. So if you stand it up and just clip it off the toe, you got more margin for error that way. I would say for a lot of short game shots, an important thing is to keep the butt more facing towards you. A lot of times you want to keep your hands in front to a degree, but when you're driving it and driving this butt ahead, chances of you digging that front edge into the ground and hitting poor shots is going to be quite a lot. So for me, I'd rather open up the face a little bit and rather move the ball up a little bit in my stance and make sure that I let the club head get thrown in underneath the ball, and that's really important to hit good bunker shots and pitches and these lob shots as well, if you do necessarily have to try them. So get the butt pointing more towards you and letting the club head slide in underneath the ball and pop it up in the air, and you get less of that drivey motion. Bunker shots always take sand. Rather take more sand than not enough. Hitting thin bunker shots is not really doing anything good. But at the same time, you've got to have a decent technique so you don't leave it in the bunker. But I think an easy way for a lot of amateurs to go is they start taking too much sand or leaving it in the trap, and now you start getting closer and closer to the ball, but you're playing a dangerous game there. It's important to keep the bounce on. That's what's going to make it work in the bunker. And I guess a good drill to make sure that happens is as well, you pick up a bit of sand on the face and in your backswing you try and keep that sand stuck on that face, because if you shut the face, the sand's going to fall off, and now you don't have any bounce or loft on the club, and you're going to stick it in the ground and leave it in the bunker most likely. So take a bit of sand on it, throw that over your right shoulder, and slam that club back down again, use the bounce, and that will elevate the shot up. So good luck with that.